So I remember going to buy a pregnancy test and I was like, there is no way I'm pregnant. I gotta confirm this. And I go and I buy the test, take it home, and find out 2 double lines, I'm pregnant. At age 17, it started out very early for me. I was just getting ready to go to college, getting ready to go inside of my dorm, and I was packing, getting everything ready for school, going to Target, buying different things, just really enjoying the whole process of what it looked like to go to college. And I remember, you know, finding out I was pregnant and scared out of my life. What? Me? Janisha? Church girl? Pastor's kid? What? How in the world did this happen? And why did it happen to me? No way this could happen to me. I'm only 17, 18. So I remember, you know, being so excited about school, and all of my family are like, we're so excited for you. You know, you're gonna go far, and all eyes on me, right? Well, little did they know, their sweet, innocent Janisha, yeah, right, me, I was pregnant. So I remember going to buy a pregnancy test and I was like, there is no way I'm pregnant. I gotta confirm this. And I go and I buy the test, take it home, and find out 2 double lines, I'm pregnant. Oh my goodness. What am I gonna do? Can't tell my mama, can't tell my daddy, can't tell anybody. I remember at that time I had a really close friend who I would confide into, and so I remember telling her, hey, I'm pregnant, I don't know what to do. And my boyfriend at the time, I told him, and he wasn't upset or anything, but he was just like, all right, we gotta find out what's next. And so I remember just really being afraid and not having anyone to talk to, because again, I was a good girl, quote unquote. I was a church girl. No one gets pregnant in church and gets away with it, you know. That was the worst thing you could ever do as a young girl. And I definitely didn't want to tell my family because I didn't want them to be disappointed or look down on me. And so really just in this box, like, who do I talk to? There's no one I can talk to. So I remember Googling abortion clinics in Tampa, and I found Planned Parenthood, and I called Planned Parenthood. I shared with them my situation and that I don't have a lot of money. I can't afford a $450 abortion, but I really want to get this abortion done because I gotta go to school, no one can find out, and I really need to do my last option, or what I thought was my last option. And so I talked to them and they were like, okay, well, we have a program where we will fund a percentage of the abortion for you to help you with costs, almost like a financial aid for abortions. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But they said, we will fund it, we will help you. And so I don't remember the amount, but I remember them asking me, like, how much money do you have? And I was like, well, I got $150 like to my name right now. Kind of broke, don't really have a lot of money. They were like, okay, well, bring that amount and we'll handle the rest, and just come in and fill out the paperwork. I finally make it to the appointment time and I get a ride because of course they don't want you to come and have an abortion without having a ride, and because of the medication. And so I schedule my ride and I schedule the appointment for a time that I know that no one will kind of ask me where I'm going, what I'm doing. I get in the car, I go to the appointment, I fill out the paperwork, and they take me in the back room. I have the procedure, and of course I'm thinking, and they tell me, you know, it's not gonna take long, you'll be right in and out. You know, they show me like a little bit of counseling kind of information. You want to make sure no one's forcing me to do this, and I'm like, no, no one's forcing me to do this. but I really want to get this done. So I remember having the procedure and just thinking to myself, like, wow, this is all over. I don't have to deal with this anymore. This will never happen again, ever again. Feeling like I accomplished something. Wow, I got it over with. My secret is hidden. So I remember leaving the room and just thinking to myself, like, wow, I can't believe I just did this. And I even remember walking away with an ultrasound picture, and they asked me, do you want to keep the picture? And I said, yeah, I do. Maybe it'll remind me of what not to do again, thinking that that would be my reminder of don't ever do this again, like a slap on the hand kind of thing. I remember taking the picture and just walking out the abortion clinic and really feeling like no one will ever know about this. I'll never share this. This is my big secret. My family won't know. My friends won't know. God won't even know what I just did. Like really feeling like I had just put this cover over myself that no one will ever know what I did. I remember after that just going through years and years of just trying to hide that big secret. And honestly, I forgot about it for so many years because I had stuffed it and stuffed it and stuffed it just below everything I was trying to do. Like I would stuff it under serving, volunteering. I would stuff it under working a lot. I would stuff it just anything I did. I would stuff even getting good grades in school and trying to be this boss and trying to be like this super crazy good student in school. I remember I would just try to stuff that memory of that abortion experience in my head. So holding on to this big secret, I knew there was a time that I was gonna have to like finally surrender this to God, to my family, to myself, because to be honest, holding on to this secret was not allowing me to fully love people, be loved by others, like fully experience the creative side of myself, just really fully enjoy life. And so I remember wanting to share it with my parents and be like, yo, this is who I really am. But that experience in itself was just mind-blowing, the reaction they gave me. And then after that, I remember telling God one day, like, yo, if you really want me to stop having abortions, God, if you really want me to be free from this thing, I gotta do something different. Like, you know the saying, you do the same thing expecting different results, that's insanity. Yeah, that's what I was going through. I was doing the same thing, telling myself, oh, this is never gonna happen again, and I was getting the same results. I had multiple abortions. Like, that's not the deal. Like, that wasn't what I had planned. That's not what I had seen for myself. Like, that wasn't in my goal list or my plans growing up as a little girl. I never planned to have an abortion. I don't think anybody plans to have an abortion, but I'll say that for another story. I remember telling God, like, yo, I gotta get out of this cycle. Like, I have to stop. Like, this is not what I want for my life. And that's when I decided to get involved. I got involved. I found organizations that were pro-life. I didn't even know what pro-life meant, but I made it my business to find out what it meant to be pro-life, what it meant to be on the other side, what it meant to have choices that are other than violence. And from that moment, oh my goodness, how God just, whew. Yo, like, from that moment, the moment I remember telling God that I wanted to make a change, He had a plan already set out. Like, the whole plan was set out. Like, there was nothing that He didn't lay out before me to receive healing, to really receive healing. And so God is amazing. Okay, all right, Jesus. So God had it all laid out, like from serving in the organization to going to a conference, a women's conference, and being prayed over, and going to Bible study that was created just for women who's had abortions. When she told me that that existed, I was like, what? Jesus, God cares about this? Like, God wants to heal me? God create, like, there's something out there. The church has something for people who's had abortions. Like, nah, no way. There's no freaking way. I was like, nah, there's no way. I remember bawling in front of the clinic where we were outside standing, and I'm like, this does not exist. All these years, like, I've been going through this, and this exists. Like, why no one told me about this? I was just amazed that such a curriculum exists. And so it's called Surrendering the Secret, and it's all about healing the heartbreak of abortion after you've had one. And so I just really, oh my goodness, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe, like, I still can't believe it to this day. And it's been a year. It's been a year that God brought me through my healing. So I remember going through the Bible study and just in awe that I was there and that God really came through on his promise. After I made up in my mind that I am done, I am ready for change, God came through on his promise, and he made a way, set up every single step for me to get to this recovery group. It was beyond my wildest dreams. I had no idea. I had never heard of it. I had never heard any, and it's been around for years, and I had no idea. So I was just amazed that God would just care for me that much. This is my story. This is the condensed version of my story, and I will be creating more videos on details of different things and aspects of my story. I mean, it's been 10 years. Let me know if my story has encouraged you to either, one, find out what pro-life is, two, find out other options than abortion. Let me know if Surrendering the Secret is what you're looking for. If you've never heard it like me, a young black girl in the city, going to church every Sunday, never heard of it, let me know. I will be happy to tell you more about it and share with you more about the actual curriculum and the Bible studies. This video is all about my story. I'm not here to sell you a product, but I am here to share with you an opportunity where you too can receive healing. I pray that if there's anything that I've said that has blessed you or encouraged you, that you would find it in your heart that you could reach out to someone or an organization or a pregnancy resource center nearby that can give you the resources that you need to find your own healing. I pray that my story helped you. And if you know somebody, if you haven't had an abortion and you watch this to see what my story was all about, because we always like to know what everybody else is going through. But if you watch this because you haven't maybe experienced an abortion, but you know someone who has, everyone knows someone who has, share this video with them. Like it, subscribe to my channel. I'll be sharing more on how you can encourage your friends, your family who's also experienced an abortion. My heart is to encourage. It's not to bash you. I'm not here to judge. I cannot judge. Listen, I can't judge at all, and that's not my goal. My goal is to share. My goal is to support. My goal is to be an inspiration to create leaders in the pro-life community. Black women are the #1 percentage of women who are having abortions, and so my goal is to encourage other black women and other women to get involved in the pro-life community. It's time to speak out, and it's time to be honest and truthful with what's going on. And I'm a part of that statistic, but guess what? Today I'm a part of the healing. I'm a part of the journey where I will now begin to share my story. Maybe you're not like me. Maybe you're not gonna come on a YouTube channel and share your story. Maybe you're not gonna want to share it with 5, 10 people. That's okay, but get your healing for you. Maybe it's time to start that business. Maybe it's time to get into that ministry that you've always wanted to get into, but you've been feeling so much shame, and you feel like, God, I can't serve you in this way because of what I've done. Listen, there's nothing you can do so bad or so wrong that God, one, does not love you, and two, that he cannot use you. But I will say, just like me, God wanted me to get my healing first before I come on here and try to share it with anyone else. Pray and ask God, God, how can I get involved? Pray that same prayer I prayed. And believe that God will lay out a plan just for you, just like he laid out for me, step by step. That's my story. I don't know what it is for you, but I believe he can and he will. I love you. God loves you more than I ever will. And I'm here for you. So again, thank you for watching my channel. My channel is all about sharing my story to inspire you to share yours. I hope that you learned something today. I hope that you were encouraged. I hope that you can take what you saw here and share it with someone else. Like, subscribe. Be sure to come back every week to hear from yours truly. And I look forward to hearing from you. See ya.